This is Nidhi Ghetia. Today we learn our subject that is pharmacognosy and phytochemistry 2. That's code is BP503TP. Okay, in this subject we start our second unit. So in second unit we learn the alkaloids. Okay, so introduction of the alkaloids. So today's our study of the content, that is definition of the alkaloids, then deviation from definition of the alkaloids, then alkaloids description, then test for the alkaloids, then physical chemical properties of the alkaloids, and then naming of the alkaloids, then general method of preparation of the alkaloid, and classification of the alkaloids. Okay. So first, that is definition of the alkaloid. So alkaloids are basic nitrogen. Alkaloid are basic nitrogen containing compound. They are generally obtained from plant, animal and microorganisms. Okay, they are the basic. Their nature that is basic, and then they contains the nitrogen atom and their structure, and they generally obtained from the plants, animal and microorganisms. So alkaloids, like three types of the main alkaloids, that is true alkaloids, proto-amino alkaloids and then pseudo-alkaloids. Okay, in true alkaloids they containing the heterocyclic nitrogen. Okay, and also proto-amino alkaloids, they also contains the simple amines. Okay, so they both are derived from the amino acids. Then pseudoalkaloids, their examples like the steroidal, terpenoidal alkaloids. Okay, so not derived from the amino acid but from the S-alco enzyme unit, like conestoin and caffeine. Okay, their example that is caffeine and conestoin. Now deviation from the definition. Now the deviate the definition. Okay, so basicity. So some alkaloids are not in basic. Okay, some mostly alkaloids are available in their nature that is basic, but some alkaloids are not having the basic nature, like colchicine, then piperine, then quaternary alkaloids. Okay, these three are the not having the basic nature, then nitrogen containing compounds. So the nitrogen is some alkaloid is not in heterocyclic ring. Okay, almost alkaloids having the nitrogen atoms in their structure or heterocyclic ring, but some alkaloids that not having the nitrogen in their structure, like ephedrine, then colchicine, then methylene. Okay, then plant origin. So some alkaloids are derived from the bacteria, fungi, insects, frogs and animals. Okay, then biosynthesis. So some alkaloids are not derived from the amino acid. So they're like purine, steroidal alkaloid. They not derived from the amino acid. Okay, because some, and also some alkaloids that not having the nitrogen atom. So there's compound that not derived from the amino acid. Okay. Biosynthesis, that is no, some alkaloids are not derived from the amino acid, like purine and steroidal alkaloids. Okay. Now we study the alkaloid description. So contains the nitrogen, usually derived from the amino acid, but some components they not having the, some alkaloids that not having the nitrogen, so they do not derive from the amino acid. Okay. Then bitter testing, generally white and solid. Then test that is bitter, and that physical appearance that is white and solid. Exception nicotine is brown in or liquid state. Okay. Then they give a precipitate with the heavy metals like iodide. Then caffeine, then purine derived does not precipitate like most of alkaloids. Okay, caffeine and purine they not does not having or generate the precipitate like the almost alkaloids. Okay, then alkaloids are basic, they from water soluble salt. Okay, basic in nature and also the nature that is a water soluble salt. Like most alkaloids are well defined the crystalline substance which unite with the acid to form the salts. In plants, they may exist in the free state as a salt or an oxide, okay, nitrogen oxide. Then occurrence in a limited number of the plants, like nucleic acid exists in all plants, whereas morphine exists in only one plant species. Okay, nucleic acid that is exists in all plants, and morphine that exists in only one plant species. Okay, like opium. Then test for the alkaloids. So most alkaloids are precipitated from the natural or slightly acidic solution. Okay, neutral or slightly acidic solution by the drag and drop reagent. So solution of the potassium bismuth iodide, drag and drop solution, that solution having the potassium bismuth iodide orange colored precipitate. Okay, they mix with the alkaloids like alkaloids and they give you the orange color precipitate. So this is mostly performed for the alkaloid identification. Okay, this test. Then Mayer's test is the reagent that is a potassium mercuric iodide solution. Okay, and Mayer's reagent and alkaloid both are reacted and generate the creamy colored precipitate that indicate the alkaloids are the present. Okay, then Wegener's reagent, so its reagent having the iodine in potassium iodide. Okay, so alkaloids and Wegener's reagent both are reacted and give the red brown precipitate. Then Henger's reagent, picric acid, yellow precipitate. Okay, alkaloid and picric Henger's reagent both are reacted and gives the yellow pipetties. So caffeine does not have gives the any type of the precipitate. Okay. Now the occurrence, distribution and location of the alkaloids. Now we study that. Okay. So occurrence occurs in bacteria like Pseudomonas aeruginosa and rarely in fungi like psilocin for hallucinogenic mushroom. Okay, occurs from this bacteria and fungi. Then some alkaloids occurs in a several general from different species like caffeine, but most occur in closely related species. Okay, then some occurs in certain families like hyoscyamine, while other occurs only in specific species like morphine. Okay, then rarely do plants contain more than one types of the alkaloids. All alkaloids of the one plant will have a common biogenetic origin. Okay. Then this is a flow chart of the alkaloid, how they making. So CO2 plus H2O and photosynthesis process are follows and making this sugar. In sugar, three paths are followed. So first that is a saponin, and second one that is a respiration tract, and third one that is a cyanogenic glycoside. That is and saponin glycoside, cardiac glycoside, they follows the end making the terpenoids, terpenoids. Okay, and then cyanogenic glycoside follows and making the one amino acid. Okay, after the amino acid they generate the three components like protein, phenol and alkaloids. And sugar respiration path that also contain they mixed with the amino acid and acetyl coenzyme. Okay, so after the phenol making the lysine, and here acetyl coenzyme they mixed with the terpenoids, and also they generate the malonyl coenzyme. Okay, and they generate the fatty acid wax. And before the fatty acid wax, they generate the tannins, flavonoids and tannins. Okay, so this is the path of the biosynthesis process of the alkaloids. Okay. Now we study the description of the alkaloids. So alkaloids occurs in all plants part but are usually localized in one organ like bark or seed. Okay, all plants having the alkaloid but only one organ they localize the alkaloids like bark or seeds. Then within the plant alkaloids can vary widely from part to part. Some parts may contain no alkaloids. Okay, some parts having the alkaloids but some parts not having the alkaloid. Then occasionally different alkaloids are alkaloids also form in different parts of the plant. Okay, then alkaloids concentration occurs in a wide range like Madagascar periwinkle containing 3 gram per anti-cancer alkaloids per ton of the leaf. Okay, periwinkles plant their leaves contains the alkaloids. Okay, for the chemical the pharmacological purpose, that is the anti-cancer. Okay, or leaves having the 3 gram of the alkaloids. This is a figure of the periwinkle leaves plant. Then physical chemical properties of the alkaloids, like their molecular weight around 100 to 900. Then most base which do not contains the O2 are liquid at room temperature like nicotine, while those that do are solid. In rare case they are colored. Okay, then most solid base rotate the plane of polarized light and have high melting point. And they having high melting point, most solid base rotate the plane polarized light and having the high melting point. Okay, so normally are not soluble in water but occasionally slightly soluble in water. Okay, then soluble in polar or slightly soluble in polar or slightly polar organic solvents and soluble in a concentrated hydroalcoholic solution. Okay. Then the basicity of the alkaloids depends on the availability of the lone pair of the electrons on the N2 atoms, and donating the group enhance the basicity while electron withdrawing group decrease it. Okay, basicity of the alkaloids depends on the availability of the lone pair of electrons on N2 atom. Okay, electron donating group enhance the basicity and electron withdrawing groups they decrease the their basicity. Okay, then because some alkaloids have a carbonyl group on the amide and they can also be neutral. Okay, colchicine and piperine. Then basic characteristic render the complex alkaloids unstable so that in solution they are sensitive to heat, light and oxygen. Basic characteristic render complex. Okay, so complex alkaloid they unstable in nature, so they solution they are sensitive to heat, okay, and light and also oxygen. So basic character of the alkaloids also allows them to form salt through which mineral acid like hydrochloric, nitrate and sulfate, and inorganic acid like tetrans, then sulfamides. Okay, then alkaloid salt are soluble in water and dilute alcohol. Okay, now we study the naming of the alkaloids. So numerous method can be used for the naming alcohol. Okay, alkaloids, naming of the alkaloids. So numerous method can be used for to the naming of the alkaloids. So generic plants naming names like atropine, from Atropa belladonna. Okay, as per their generic plants, as per their plant name. Okay, atropine from Atropa belladonna. Atropa belladonna, their plant's name. Okay, then specific name of the plant like cocaine from Erythroxylum coca. Okay, cocaine from Erythroxylum coca. Then common name of the herb like ergotamine from ergot. Okay. Then physiological action of the plant like emetic producing emesis. Okay, and other like morphine derived from the ancient Greek methodology of Morphus, god of dreams. Okay, morphine derived from the ancient Greek methodology like Morphus, god of dreams. Okay, then extraction process of the alkaloid. So extraction is based on the basicity of the alkaloids and on the fact that they normally occurs in plants as salt. Okay, so on the solubility of base and salt in water and organic solvent. They based on their basicity of the alkaloids and in fact they normally occurs in a plant as a salt. Okay, then herbs often contain other materials which can interfere with extraction, such as large amount of the fat, waxes, terpenes, pigments, and other lipophilic substance. Okay, by forming the emulsion, they making the emulsion, and then avoided by defecting the crushed herbs like using petroleum ether and hexanes. Okay, so extraction method normally depends on the raw material, the purpose of the extraction, and scale on which it is to be performed. Okay, so this is the extraction of the alkaloids. So for the extraction research purpose, that is a chromatographic, allows for the quick and reliable result. Okay, mainly extraction performed with the chromatographic process for the research purpose. Okay, if the large amount of the alkaloids need to be extracted on one of the following method it can be used. Okay, one of the following method, that is chromatographic method. Okay, now we study the general method of the preparation. So powder and defatted herb is mixed with the alkaline aqueous solution. Okay, powder and defatted herbs like alkaloids powder. Okay, is mixed with the alkaline aqueous solution, then free base are then extracted with the organic solvent. Okay, then normally aqueous ammonia is used, but a carbonated solution is used when alkaloids containing fragile elements such as ester or lactone. Okay, in some cases cinchona bark, a mixture of the calcium hydroxide and sodium hydroxide should be used as an alkaloid, are bound to tannins. Okay, an organic solution like the chloroform, dichloromethane and ethyl acetate. Okay, so this is a chromatographic method based or solvent extraction process. Many processes are follows there, but this is the solvent extraction method. Okay, this is a solvent extraction method. Heaters like figures indicate. Okay, then step number 2, first we collect the all ingredients in step number 1. Now we see the step number 2. So organic solvent containing alkaloids base is separated from the residue and concentrated by distillation under the pressure if needed. Okay, then solvent is stirred with an acidic aqueous solution like alkaloids go into the solution as a salt, then impurity remain in the organic phase. Okay, first we collect the all ingredients, then we start the our process. Okay, so step number 2, that organic solvent containing alkaloids is separated from the residue and concentrated by the distillation under the pressure if needed. Okay, distillation process are followed here if they needed. Okay, then solvent is stirred with the acidic aqueous solution and alkaloids go into the solution as a salt and impurities remain in the organic phase. Okay, then aqueous solution of the alkaloid salt is washed with the polar solvent like hexane. Okay, then alkalinize with the base using using organic solvent not miscible in water, using organic solvent but they not miscible with the water. Okay, then alkaloid precipitate and dissolve in the organic phase, then extraction of aqueous phase continue till all alkaloids have moved into organic phase, like tested when Meyer's reaction on the aqueous phase become negative. Okay, then this purification step may be carried out in a separation funnel or in centrifugal extractor. Okay, this is a figure of the separating funnel for the purification. Okay, then step number 3, that is organic solvent containing alkaloids base is decanted and free from water tracing, so drying over anhydrous salt like sodium sulfate and evaporate under the residue pressure. Okay, reduce pressure. Then a dry residue remain total basic alkaloids. Okay, this is a figure that indicates the dry residues. Then method possibility for the extraction of the liquid alkaloids. So here two methods are the possible. So first, that is a plant powder in extraction directly with the acidifying water. Plant convert in a powder and adding the acidifying water and directly extracted. Okay, then plant powder is extracted with the acidified alcoholic or hydroalcoholic solution. This is then followed by the distillation under vacuum. Okay, so they eliminate the alcohol leaving behind the acidic aqueous solution of the alkaloid salt. This is a steam distillation process. Okay, distillation under the vacuum. So this is a steam distillation process, and first, that is a direct method, that in plant powder plus acidifying water mixed and extracted, and here second one, that is a steam distillation process. Two methods are possible. Okay, now we study the classification of the alkaloids. So in classification, first class, that is biological origin. So in biological origin, sedative, some examples, one class name and some examples of their drugs. Okay, alkaloids. So sedative effect. So morphine, their example, that is morphine. Morphine, that is alkaloids. Okay, sedative, that pharmacological effect. Then vasodilation, that is ephedrine and ergotamine. Then local anesthetic, that is cocaine. Then hallucinating, so mescaline, psilocybin. Okay, then biosynthesis pathway. In biosynthesis pathway, ornithine, so pyrrolidine, pyrrolizidine, then tyrosine, then tropine and isoquinoline, benzyl isoquinoline. Okay, in tyrosine, benzyl isoquinoline, then tryptophan, that is indole alkaloids, and quinolines and pyridine. Okay, then lysine, that is quinolizidine, then piperidine. Okay, this is second class, that is a biosynthetic pathway. Then third class, that is chemical classification. In chemical classification, four classes are available. first that is a true alkaloid, second one that is a protoalkaloid, third one that is a pseudoalkaloid, and fourth one that is a false alkaloid. Okay, so in true alkaloids they are derived from the amino acid and having the nitrogen in heterocyclic ring structure. Okay, like example like the atropine. Then protoalkaloids that are derived from the amino acid and do not have nitrogen in their heterocyclic ring. So their example that is a ephedrine. Okay. True alkaloids derived from the amino acid and they having the nitrogen in heterocyclic ring. Then protoalkaloids they not derived from the amino acid and do not having the nitrogen in heterocyclic ring. Okay, their example that is ephedrine. And pseudoalkaloid that are not derived from the amino acid but having the nitrogen in heterocyclic ring. So their example that is a caffeine. Then false alkaloids are not alkaloid, give false positive reaction with the alkaloid reagent. Any alkaloid reagent like Meyer's reagent, Hunger's reagent, Vander's reagent, any test not give the positive. Okay. Then protoalkaloids in first, these are also called the non-heterocyclic or atypical alkaloids or biological amines. Okay, so these are less commonly found in a nature. Then these molecules have a nitrogen atom with not which is not a part of the any ring system. Okay, like examples like the ephedrine, colchicine, erythromycin, and taxol. These all are the examples. Okay. So here we see the chemical structure and their biological significance of the alkaloids. So ephedrine, their chemical structure, one benzene ring, then attached with the OH and one methyl are attached with the NH, and further one methyl group that also attached with the NH. Okay, so their biological significance like adrenergic reagent used for the asthma and high fever. Okay, then colchicine and their structure then relieve the gout. Their biological significance that is relieves the gout. Okay, their colchicine used in a treatment for the gout. Then erythromycin, that is one type of the antibiotics. Okay, any allergic reaction we use the erythromycin antibiotic. Then B, that is a heterocyclic alkaloids or typical alkaloid. So structurally they this having the nitrogen as per part of the cyclic ring system, and these are more commonly found in a nature. And then heterocyclic alkaloids are further subdivided into 14 class based on the ring structure and commonly containing the nitrogen. Okay, so here we see the two examples like pyrroline and pyrrolidine. So hydrogen, their example that is a hydrogen, and then second one that is a pyrrolizidine. So their example that is a senacinone. Okay, then symphetin, ichimidine, their examples. Okay. Here now we see the biosynthetic classification of the alkaloids. So ornithine derived from derived alkaloid. Okay, so pyrrolidine alkaloid like nicotine, their example. Nicotine the chemical constituent, and ornithine derived alkaloid alkaloid naming that is a pyrrolidine. Okay, then tropena alkaloids they derived the their constituent naming that is a atropine, hyoscyamin, and colchicine. Cocaine, Then lysine derived from the alkaloid like piperidine, and pyridine alkaloid like conine, then lobeline, then acrolein, then quinozolidine alkaloid that is a lupine. Okay, then tyrosine derived from the alkaloids like isoquinoline, alkaloid, they like morphine, codeine, and imetine, then cephalin, and berberine, and D-tubocurin. Okay. Then amino alkaloid like colchicine, then tyroptophan, tryptophan derived from the alkaloids like indole alkaloids, indole alkaloids like from the ergot alkaloids, then vincristine, vinblastine, heparin, strectin, then leucine, quinolines, alkaloids like cinchonin, quinine, quinidine, and camptothecin. Okay. Then histidine derived from the alkaloids like imidazoline, alkaloid, and peprocan. Then phenylamine derived from the alkaloids like amino alkaloids, and like they're derived from the ephedrine. Okay. Then pharmacological base classification of the alkaloids, that is a narcotic analgesic, that drug name that is a morphine. Anti-malarial, that is quinine. Reflux excitability, that is a strectin. Then respiratory stimulant, that is a lobeline. Then neurology, that ecotinin. Then oxytocin, that ergotamarine, matrine. Then bronchodilator, that is ephedrine and vaccine. Then anticholinergic, that is atropine. Okay. Then CNS stimulant, that is caffeine. Then antidepressive, that is codeine. Antiarrhythmic, that is quinidine. Anti-hypertensive, that is risperidone. And anti-cancer, that is vincristine. And anti-glaucoma, that is pilocarpine. Okay, one disease name and second one, that is examples of the alkaloid which is used for the treatment of the disease. Okay. So thank you to all. Today we complete the alkaloid, general introduction of the alkaloid. So thank you to all.